Well, Dan, FP2 over and done with the expected rain arrived at the end of that session, doesn't it? We'll talk about that in a second, but first of all, huge congratulations on the announcement yesterday on your multi-year deal with the team. That's a weight off your shoulders and a smile on your face.
Yeah, it's great to be continuing with this fantastic team who have made me feel so at home since day one. It's great. I can't thank Alliance and Pete Osborne enough, and Steve Richardson from NAPA, who have been hugely supportive on good days, on bad days, more so on the bad days. And they've just been great with me. So I'm really, really proud to represent them. And and long may it continue. So it takes a bit of the pressure off going into the winter, knowing where I'm heading and what I'm doing. And we've worked so hard in this off-season to be more competitive, and I think we are. And obviously now I can really build towards 2025. No matter what happens over the second half of this year, there will be an eye on what comes next and how we can be more competitive again. So, it's all building in the right direction.
We all know how focused you are, but to do it at this stage of the season, like you say, that's a big thing sitting in the back of your mind, isn't it? Yeah,
it's great. It's a strange. Sport's tough at the best of times, but end of the day, I've been in situations most of my career where you are wondering what's going to come at the end of the year and where you'll be, and will you even sit in it again ever? That's like most drivers, and it certainly was a big part of my life for many years. I'm really thankful these last few years. I've been lucky enough and hopefully I've done enough on track and off to have the opportunity. So I'm thankful that I've shown that, and the team have given me the opportunity to continue. So it's a weight off my shoulders, and I can focus on doing my job.
Talking of which, on to Croft, FP2, uncharacteristically, you are in the bottom half of the time. So was that the weather that did that, or are you still looking for that qualifying setup?
I think it's a combination of a few things. I'm driving around, as the pole sitter from 12 months ago, saying this car feels really, really good. And I'm driving it as fast as I think I can drive it, but we're like P14. But I'm on an old set of mediums when there's a lot of guys out there on softs or even new softs. If you go on the Delta from last week from Alton Park, we found almost a second new soft to new medium. So I'm hoping that the Delta from old medium to new soft could be quite dramatic, and I'll fire myself back into the top few, which is where I think we can be this weekend. So at the moment, it's kind of trusting our instincts, trusting me, trusting the car, trusting the engineering team to say, no, when we bolt in grip, you will go quicker, which you should naturally as a racing driver. The rain obviously curtailed it a little bit at the end. A lot of guys have done some soft running. We didn't want to be honest. We you got to think about a bit of a tyre strategy this year as well. These softs have got to do more than just today. There's later in the year to think about as well. So if we can pinch a few here, now and then, everywhere. Ultimately with this 3-stage qualifying, my aim is to get through Q1. I can do the learning in Q1. I don't need to be the absolute out and out fastest in Q1. Even if I get through, with a sensible time and then learn for Q2, I'll still have enough data, a data bank before Q3 happens, hopefully. So that's the route we've gone down. And at the moment it looks a little bit down, but I'm hopeful and I'm positive that we won't be come the end of the day.
It's interesting, since the resurfacing, the pendulum has swung a little bit away from the dominance that the rear-wheel drive cars used to have here.
I think so, and I think that's definitely key, and we've seen it time and time again. We've seen it here, we've seen it at Knock Hill. Other places will come to me, but I think it helps the front wheel drive more. Them early years when the track's quite new and fresh definitely yields more grip, and I think that helps the front wheel drive for whatever reason. Whether it's because it's kinder to the tyre, whether it's because we can really extract the traction, I don't know, but the BMW guys will certainly be hoping that no more circuits get updated before the end of the year or in the next couple of years. So no, that's very real. So and I noticed that, we really noticed that in the Honda back in 2019. Here specifically, we were nowhere in 2018. All the Hondas were terrible. Came back in 2019, and I think we were in all of us were in the top 5. I think.
All to go for. Have a really good qualifying, Dan.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.